200 years of the Restoration, the Society of Jesus continues to influence people to work towards restoration in the socio-political, environmental, and spiritual contexts. This year, the Jesuits, specifically the Ateneo community, have a lot of activities in store for its Ignation Festival. And to tell us about this, we have with us here Miriam de los Santos, the Director of the Office of Mission and Identity, and Attorney Jaime Hofilena, Vice President for Social Development. Good morning, guys.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to Daybreak.
Hi.
So we will try to discuss the historical significance because this is the 200th year this year of the restoration of the group Society of Jesus. So tell us, what is the story of restoration?
Let me take care of that, Claire. And well, you said briefly. It has to be brief because it's such a long history. But the Society of Jesus is a religious order founded by Saint Ignatian of Loyola way back in the 16th century. But in the course of its many works through the next couple of centuries, there came a time when Pope Clement XIV issued a papal brief, as they call it, to suppress the society and all of its works in the Christian world at the time, which was largely Europe. And that was in 1773.
1773.
And for the next 41 years, the Jesuits could not continue their ministries in the world, no? Except in two countries. This was in Prussia as well as in Russia, where the leaders then, Frederick the Great as well as Catherine the Great, did not go along and did not implement the papal order. At the time, of course, one has to realize that the very blurred distinction between the church and the state.
Right.
So for 41 years, if you might call it the havens of Jesuit work, were in those two countries in Europe. On August 7, 1814, Pope Pius VII restored the society by issuing another papal pronouncement called the Papal Bull. And it was a restoration, and it brought with it, of course, a lot of introspection on the parts of the society. The Ateneo de Manila is among the apostolic works of the Society of Jesus in the Philippines. It is not the only higher educational institution of the Jesuits here. There are three other Ateneos, Ateneo universities in Mindanao. There is one in Naga, and there is a higher education unit as well in Culion in Palawan. So the Ateneo de Manila is among the units run by the Jesuits as part of its education ministry. And so this year marks 200th year of that restoration.
Right. Okay, now I understand. So it goes back 200 years, the restoration of the Jesuits, because for a while there, it was not in effect, and then finally, 200 years ago, again, the Jesuits was able to practice, and then here comes Ateneo, right? So tell us about the importance of, this festival. Because you will be celebrating this in Ateneo. Is this only for Ateneans, or is it open to anybody?
Well, while the main target audience would be Ateneans, alumni, employees, students, it's open to everyone who are friends of Ignatian spirituality or who want to know more about Ignatian spirituality and the mission and the formation and identity of the school. So those who would want to go through recollection, spiritual activities that would be inclined towards Ignatian spirituality would be very much welcome, as well as do other works that are not necessarily spiritual directly, in a sense, like socio-political activities or even trips to our rehabilitation and restoration areas in Culion and Leyte would be very welcome to join us.
Oh, okay. And it's called the ReIGNITE Festival,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Why is it called ReIGNITE?
Well, it has a lot of meanings for us. Re actually connotes the restoration, which is what we're mainly focusing on for this year's theme.
Okay.
At the same time, ReIgnite really connotes also the refiring, the deepening, the reaffirmation of our mission and identity as a university, as well as as our tagline says, responding to the continuous challenges of restoration. So while the restoration of the Jesuits happened 200 years ago, we understand and we believe that there are still challenges in a different way in terms of restoration, like socio-political, environmental, which is one of the main advocacies of the university, and of course, spiritual. So ReIgnite means all of those.
Of course, I have to point out that the Ignite is some sort of pun as well,
Yes.
meant to
Ignatian?
the Ignatian.
Right.
Correct.
I kind of guessed that. And then also to reignite or restoration of the Jesuits or the students that you had in Ateneo in the past or also at present.
Yes,
To practice again all those Ignatius attributes.
Correct.
Right?
It's like to call them back also.
Right, so reignite restoration. Okay, now I get it. And I know it's a month-long festival. So what do you have in store for everybody?
Well, there's a lot actually. This is the first time that we're doing it month-long. In the past, Ignation Festival was just for one day. But since we thought people have, Ateneans, alumni, employees have been clamoring for more, we decided to try out making it a month-long thing this year, especially in light of the restoration. So we have a variety of activities in terms of we do it socio-political, environmental, and spiritual in terms of the themes.
Okay.
So for socio-political restoration-related activities, we have different talks. We have actually exposure trips even to our, as I mentioned, to our areas in Leyte and in Culion, where we have been doing rehabilitation work for those who have survived Yolanda.
Right, okay. So anyone who wants to help out also and be exposed to that can join this.
Yes, and can coordinate with our Office for Alumni Relations so that the trips can be managed also and so that we make sure that it's a meaningful experience to everyone who will join. We also have environmental restoration activities. In fact, very interesting, we're going to have bird walks within the campus because apparently there are unique species of birds in the school, and we're also doing a special ReIgnite Day on July 19. That will be in the Henry Lee Irwin Theater in Ateneo, where all of these activities, reflections about spiritual, socio-political, and environmental restoration will be discussed. We're also offering spiritual activities. So we have recollections for every Saturday of the month. So for this Saturday, it's going to be a recollection for families and parents. For next week, next Saturday, it's going to be a recollection for young professionals.
Oh.
And then the third Saturday is a combination of all three themes: socio-political, environmental, and spiritual. And then for the last, we're calling it a recollection for the golden agers. So those who might be interested to join these recollections and all
The
other
golden
activities,
agers, okay.
yes, can just really contact us in the Ateneo.
We're
So
trying to reach out to as broad
Yes.
portion of our university community as possible, so that it's families, it's the young alumni who are in professions,
Okay.
as well as the older alumni.
Yeah, older alumni. And these recollections are great. I remember doing this back in the day at my school. So please invite everyone to this event and let them know how can they participate and who they can contact if they have any questions.
Okay.
You got it.
So we'd like to invite everyone to Ignation Festival 2014 of the Ateneo de Manila University. It's called ReIgnite. We have a whole lot of activities ranging from even a sustainability conference this Thursday, recollections, trips to Culion and Leyte, and so many talks and even exhibits in the different campuses of Ateneo. If you'd like to know more about it, you can contact our Office for Mission and Identity, our Office for Alumni Relations, or visit our Facebook page. And also visit our website, www.ateneo.edu/if.
All right, thank you, Miriam. And
Thank you.
thank you again, Attorney, for coming to the show.
Thank you for having us, Claire.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Miriam de los Santos there, the Director of the Office of Mission and Identity, and Attorney Jaime Hofilena, the Vice President of Social Development.